We're here taking a look at this Cub Cadet LT1050, replacing the drive belt and the idler pulleys on it. I come across an issue that I see many times every year, is that the drive pulley will not come off of the engine shaft. I'm going to show you how to get by with not removing that pulley but still replacing the drive belt that works 9 times out of 10. We do have some other videos on removing that pulley in various ways, but this one I'm going to focus on a nice trick that'll get you by without having to do any of that. I've already removed the PTO clutch. Let's dive right in. First off, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content.
This belt is obviously pretty bad. Looking straight up at the pulley, you can see that you can't remove the belt because there's those keepers. There's 3 of them, one on either side and one towards the front. Those keepers keep that belt on in certain situations. Now this, even when the parking brake is pushed, there's always tension on that. So technically those tabs could be removed in an extreme case. That's not what we would ever do, but I've seen people do it and it works fine because there's always tension on it. Some of these, when you hit the brake, it releases the tension on the drive belt. If that was one of these and you cut those tabs off, all that was going to happen as soon as you hit that brake, it's going to pop off that pulley and you're going to shred your belt. This one here is built into the frame. It's not bolted on. This pulley is stuck on. I did not try to spray it down or anything because I'm going to show you how to replace this belt without removing that pulley. The PTO came off relatively easily. Sometimes that happens. For some reason, it seems like on these Cub Cadet designs, I fight with them all the time. For some reason, it doesn't want to come off. And this is usually my go-to trick anymore. If it doesn't come off within the first, few minutes of messing with it with a little bit of penetrating oil and an air hammer just for a few seconds, I'll go ahead and do this. We removed the engine bolts so we can move the engine from side to side just enough to snake this out of here. Now that they're loose, move that engine to one side and pull it out through the other side. Should have just enough room now to kind of push and go up to snake that through. Grab a pry bar if you need to, something to just kind of get you to where you need to go. You can actually come up far enough to get up under everything and get it completely off. You can see the belt with it being up that high. And then all you'll do right here is just roll it off. Pull it off on the bottom side. It's got big chunks and everything else out of it. Now it's off down below. If your hole going through the frame is not big enough for that pulley to come up through, you'll have to go from side to side. You'll have to just push it to one side or the other, try to come up as high as you can to leave it enough room to get out from under it. This one's easier than some of those. Some of those are extremely difficult even when removing the engine bolts, but you will be able to get it done. The most difficult part, a lot of times, is getting the new one back on, because worst come to worst, getting this off, you could just cut it, right? Let's get the new one back on there. We've got the other belt already routed down below, and I'm just lifting this up enough to wrap that belt around. Then I'm going straight back down with it. You want to make sure it fits into all those grooves as we're going down. You don't want to pinch that belt, and then you can pull it tight from the back side. Get the pry bar out of the way. Then you got to line everything back up. Sometimes the muffler will come out of the holes in the front or wherever it's at. That's okay. Just put them back down in there, whatever it may be. Once you get the engine bolts all finished up, there you have it, back to working.
Well, that made it nice and easy to get done without having to resort to heating it up or using an air hammer over and over again. You know, something that takes 10 minutes as opposed to fighting with it for at least 15-20 minutes if you're going to go that other route, trying to get that pulley off. No need to in this case. If you were replacing the PTO seal or something like that, you know, or needed to get inside the engine, obviously you'd have to do that. Watch one of the other videos. I'll put the links to those in the description if you need help with getting that off with the methods I just described. This drive belt was in horrible, horrible shape. Now, the customer originally declined service on this, and I'm like, well, we'll bring it back to you, but it's not going to make it very far before it breaks. And so they originally said no, but they came back around and said, hey, let's do it before you drop it back off. Hopefully this helps somebody out there, and you can easily get your drive belt replaced even if you're having issues getting the drive pulley off. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Let's see how this thing rides.